Hello, everybody. Welcome to the aircraft showcase. Starting a bit later than we normally do, but hey, the heating people were here, so I didn't think you wanted to hear bang, 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 bang the entire time. Everybody, hail hydrate, and thank you, Scry and Gunmage, for the contributions to the Scarface challenge. Hello, Firestarter. We are at 92% on the Scarface run. Hope I didn't read the Discord. Well, now I want to read the Discord. Oh. Very funny. So, yes. Today is Sukhoi Day. We will start with the Su-34 and end with the Su-57. So without further ado, let us begin Stonehenge Defensive, which is the mission we're going to showcase the fullback on. Sukhoi said it. Wait. Flanker Friday. Alright, so yeah, less than 2k or 20k for the challenge, and you have 11 days to do it. So alright, the Su-34 fullback was manufactured by Sukhoi, and its first flight was in 1990. And it entered service into the Russian Air Force in 2014. And it is still serving, and it's operated by Russia. That's the only real-world operators that use the fullback. According to stats here, it's a large bomber. Well, more like a fighter bomber, based on the Su-27. Heavily armed and armored, and capable of high speeds, it is well equipped to defend itself in aerial combat. The Su-34's specs, it's got, for an attacker, surprisingly good speed. It's almost on par with that of some fighters. Same thing with its mobility and stability. This thing is stable enough to be a great attacker, but it's also mobile enough to dogfight if it needs to. Its air-to-air is surprisingly good for an attacker, and its air-to-ground is, well, exemplary. Its defense is also on average, meaning it's a good tanky boy. It is armed with, well, first let me check parts, because I think I might have something that we're going to need to temporarily take off. Yep, okay. Grand attacker ever needs to defend itself from aircraft, something's gone very wrong. That is a good point, Sovereign. But this is the Russian Air Force, so they build their things with redundancies. It's also built off the flanker, which is one of the most maneuverable aircraft to begin with. So keep that in mind as well. But it is armed with for standard missiles, 112 R-60 Aphid class missiles. It's also armed with the self-forging fragment submunitions bomb. We get 30 of those. And the model for this is the RBK 500. We're also equipped with the high-capacity air-to-air missile. The model for this is the reliable R-77 adder. We get 48 of them. And then finally we have 32 of the 4AGM model type KH-29 Kedge. But for our purposes today, we're going to be using the RBK 500s. We're going to go ahead and put that hardpoint expansion thing back on. Probably also don't need this. Instead, we'll do reload time. Alright, and for skins, we've got the Osea Navy. I mean, technically, the fullback is Army, but this looks like a Navy or an ocean livery. I don't know if the fullback is used by the Navy or not. I couldn't find out in its research. But I could see this being used over the Black Sea. Then we got the Aruja, which is the ground, the steps sort of thing. You've got your special, which is the I've seen this a lot from like the Su-57, the both Su-30s. The Soul skin is based off of this. Straight back from AC0. Okay. But yeah, this is the one we're gonna go with. And then, of course, you've got the 3 trigger skins. We're going to go with the special. And we're using the Laysaf emblem just because I think it looks good with this skin. But yeah. Who's ready for the thick boy flanker?
Strider Squadron, proceed to runway. Sortie ASAP.
Yeah, most attackers are purpose-built. Like the A-10 is purpose-built to be an attacker. But the fullback was derived from a fighter. Hello, Nugget. I'm doing pretty good. But I think that's why the fullback has such high maneuverability and speed for an attacker, because it wasn't built on an attacker's chassis. Well, I think the Su-32 eventually became the Su-34, because remember, the fullback's first flight was in 1990, but it didn't officially enter service until 2014. Alright.
So that's Stonehenge, huh? It's bigger than I imagined. Uglier, too.
Look at that mess of cables. Trucks to run it. Are we sure that thing's even gonna fire? Seriously, I mean, how old is it?
It'll shoot.
My luck is run dry. I'd get praying if I were you. Well, if it works, it'll bring down even an arsenal bird. Big if. And it'd have to hit.
Kaboom. Yeah, the platypus. It does look like a platypus with a duck bill. Alright.
Additional hostiles inbound. Great timing. Bombers, bearing 190. Stonehenge won't survive a bomb run. You have to stop them. Try to think like the enemy. You should know what their next action is. One is more than enough.
Alright, let's head to the bombers. But yeah, I really love the speed and agility that the fullback provides, while still maintaining a high level of ground attack. Which is why, as much as I love the A-10, it is not really viable in this game, because most of the missions require a more multi-role mindset.
Hostile bomber destroyed. Nice work. Keep Stonehenge safe for us.
Power level is at 40%. 42%. Come on, damn it!
Come on, baby.
HCAAs. Nice.
Kicking into overdrive. You're only focused on Stonehenge.
Yep.
Keep an eye on Strider Squadron. Make sure everyone gets back alive. More hostiles advancing towards Men Here 6. Ground forces haven't noticed yet.
Let's take out the enemy while our friends are still on their feet.
Yeah, the A-10 does rely on air superiority. Unless, you know, you're in Ameria, in which case it can handle it on its own. But the A-10 is also built by a country that can reliably guarantee its attackers complete and total dominance of the air. The Russians can't do that.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you. Keep your eyes open to the ground. Destroy those closest to our allies first. What the hell? They're supposed to be the ones who invested. How did they get us on the ropes? We've wiped out half of them. Keep it up.
Pickles, pickles!
More bombers.
Wait until they have enough Su-57.
1,000, bearing 1.
Yeah, that is kind of a scary thought.
Railgun power supply is...
Especially given how volatile the American
Damn it!
military is. And by that I mean the stance of the American military tends to change every 4 to 8 years.
What did you say? Strider 1, back up guard.
Whereas Russia,
Take out all bombers.
their military stance hasn't really changed much. That's just due to the nature of their government.
Goddamn black hole out here. I'm already exhausted.
We'll take that fly. Remember that the fate of the whole war depends on this mission. Strider, Cyclops, intercept those bombers. Missile hit.
Yeah. I'm doing good, Barbados. Welcome to the stream. See, that's why the aircraft, the IR aircraft, will be beauties, because they're made to do what a fighter should do: dogfight.
More hostiles, fantastic. My score's just gonna keep climbing. That should take care of reinforcements.
The thing I have against the Sukhois is I wish America came up with something like that.
More guests. Bombers and their escorts. Bearing 170.
Shit. I want to go smack them down, but those boys below are hanging on by a thread. You want me to shoot? Power level is at 80%. You think we should take our shot?
I love the Sukhois, but yeah, there is the Eagle and the Tomcat and the Raptor, but in a straight maneuvering dogfight, the flankers have the edge.
Enemy rocket unit coming from the southwest. And helo-borne assault from the northeast. They're planning a direct assault on Stonehenge. Stop them.
What has the American aircraft's advantage is range and more versatility, and usually better pilots. Usually.
Almost there. Should all be over soon. This is one ugly battle, but what a story for my kid. They're after me. I need cover.
Fortunately for, global politics, but unfortunately for comparison purposes, we have not had an American pilot versus a Russian pilot in the Raptor, and or the latest MiGs and flankers. We have not had them at their best go at each other. So we've never really had a all else being equal comparison, which is good in the fact that the two major superpowers haven't had to go fighting each other. Doing good. You're just saving merps so you can buy the Berkut. Might I suggest not buying the Berkut? I am not the Berkut's greatest fan. Largely because I have OCD, and once we get to that aircraft today, I will explain, for those that don't know, why I have a problem with it.
Stand by. I'm picking up something on my radar. The signal is massive. It's the Arsenal bird.
Alright, the big burb is here.
I have visual. Arsenal bird confirmed. Here they come. A swarm of UAVs is launching from the Arsenal bird. Keep them away from Stonehenge.
Closer to target, fewer the variables. How long till we can fire?
Oh, the Felon is so much better than the Berkut.
Keep us safe till then.
For one, it managed to reach full production status.
Correction. Good to go.
But the Berkut was almost too unstable for its own good.
We have confirmation. Live projectile is
If it could really pull off the moves that the design would allow it, it would kill the pilot
frame control. All green.
because of the G's.
Initiate final countdown.
Understood. Commencing final countdown. 10, 9,
Well, it depends. What I mean, the Burkett's great. If you like the Burkett, don't let my disappointment in it deter you.
Stop the countdown. We've lost the target. Gone? The stupid thing is flying in the open.
If you want to use, but if you want a Russian aircraft, the best in the game is the Felon,
Those vehicles were Stonehenge's eyes.
because the Felon has the pulse lasers.
I'm sorry.
Don't give up yet, Major. We still have sensors. Our eyes. The oldest sensors in the book. What are you scheming?
Too unreliable.
But I will speak more about the Burkett when we finally get that. God damn it, PlayStation.
Come on, damn it.
If you saw a little black blurb, I'm sorry. PlayStation decided to let me know that, hey, this is the last chance to get the free games for February. It's great, but I turned off all notifications. Why did you notify me of this?
Cyclops 1, air up and attack that propeller. Everyone else, defend Stonehenge from the UAVs.
Yeah, we will get to the Burkett today, and
It's ready against APS.
I will go over what I think are its strengths and weaknesses, and why I'm not that big of a fan of it. But don't let me dissuade you from getting a plane that you like. If you like the Barracuda, by all means, get it. Finally.
That takes care of the propellers. Arsenal burn is slowing down. I knew my faith was well placed, Trigger.
And I probably ate a few missiles, but
Coordinates under the arsenal.
the fullback is tanky enough it can handle it.
Cyclops 3 missile incoming. Look out.
I have to eject. Lancaster, send a request for rescue. Conditions look grim. Expect some injuries.
Give me a second. It's been a while since I've used something this archaic. Does the angle on this table account for wind and coordinates?
F for Fencer. Fencer didn't die.
CBO flag from here. Not much wind. Rest is just instinct. Cyclops 4 has been hit. Are you alright?
Didn't let me finish.
I'm fine.
I'm sorry.
Any more allies?
Knock that off. Push yourself too hard and you're dead. Get back to base.
General Kenobi! That was Dark Raider.
Power level is at 100%. We've done our part. Stonehenge, shoot.
Understood. Begin final countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Hit, damn it.
Fire! Hit, damn it!
Boom! That is what you call a natural 20 confirmed. Critical shot. Oh, I've seen it at least 50 by now. And it's always as good. Yeah, for D&D folks, that is what you call a natural 20.
Reporting mission success.
Do you know how many times I've played this, or done a complete playthroughs of this on stream?
Manual control.
And then the stuff that I do off of stream.
Piece of the LRSSG.
I'll say, especially those two Leapers. They're the ultimate big shots. We can win if we follow them. The ultimate big shots.
So yeah, Gun Mage, what just happened there with Stonehenge, that was what we like to call a triple 20.
The enemy's defensive range
Gotta show you your sorties. I can do that at the end of the stream.
is us. Are we gonna eat the whole thing? The brass is always hungry for more. They've got a bottomless appetite. But enough about that. Get some rest now before the counterattack.
Finally, someone else gets one. Just DM you, alright.
Yeah, got our hands dirty for nothing.
Oh yeah, and also this is the only attacker that can do this. An attacker that can Colbit. Or not Colbit, but Cobra. When your love for a game knows no bounds.
Attention, all defensive and air support team.
Keep an eye on your sorties. We can compare later. Although I've been doing most of my game time on free mission. A rank, that's not bad. Not bad. Especially since we didn't go for the aces. Alright, now for the next one, we're actually going to go for a DLC mission. We're going to go Unexpected Visitor for the Su-35S Super Flanker. That was unexpected, just like the Spanish Inquisition. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. Alright, so, the Su-35S Super Flanker. Like all of them today, this is manufactured by Sukhoi. Its first flight was in 2008. Now this is a much updated variant of the Su-27 slash Su-35E, the Su-35E. This is a much more updated version. So this version, first flight was in 2008 and it entered service in 2014. It is still serving with the Russian Air Force. It is also used by the Chinese and the Egyptians. Although I'm sure the Chinese use whatever knockoff they have, because they always do that. This is a fighter designed to replace the old Su-27. It gets excellent mobility from the latest avionics and thrust vectoring nozzles. Loaded with a rich armament, it is suited for combat at all ranges. I think this is actually designed specifically to counter the F-15 and F-35, but more specifically the F-15, because it's the first flanker that actually puts a lot into range and standoff, which is something that most of the flankers sorely lacked. But build knocks of other jets and stuff. Yeah, the Chinese do that a lot. They've done that to the F-22, actually. But if we look at our stats, we've got above average speed, great mobility, above average stability, great air-to-air, below average air-to-ground, and average defense. We are armed with 126 R-60 aphids, and hold on, I'm going to take off a part here because I think I have a... Yep, okay. So, we are armed with, for our long-range air-to-air missile, we have 34 NPO R-77 adders. So they took the normal R-77 and essentially made it longer range. Yeah, the Terminator. We also have 60 6AMs, which is the R-77 adder, the base model. And finally, we have 20 KH-31 Krypton anti-ship missiles. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see what the Tempest will, how the Tempest will compare to the F-22. Yeah, the J-20 is the Chinese knockoff of the F-22. But for this, we're going to go with the baseline R-77 Adder. And we're going to put on that takeoff augmentation thing. As for skins, we have the standard Osea skin, which looks kind of like a steps or a plains look. Standard Arusia, which is your sea flanker sort of thing. The special skin, which is more, looks more Arctic to me. You know, there was the development team, you can bet on it. And then we have the trigger skins, which use the planes. But we're going to use the special, and we're going to use the Akula, because if not for the lack of a shark mouth, this is Markov's plane in Assault Horizon. So we are going to fight Colonel Bishop. So yeah, feel free to just scream Colonel Bishop. But no, the flanker, or the Su-35S, it looks a little weird to me because there's no canards, but this is a very, very good flanker. I liked Assault Horizon. It's not a good Ace Combat game, but it's a great game.
Set off as soon as we're ready.
There's a difference there. But no, the Su-35 is an extremely versatile aircraft. One of the most versatile flankers in this roster.
What's up? Friendly aircraft and EW aircraft.
And in my opinion, better than the Su-30s.
Retreat and wait for backup. Retreat not authorized. Gain air superiority at once.
Trigger, what now?
Just more aircraft? It's just talking round. Come on, it's time to fight a real fighter pilot.
We're already in range. It's kill or be killed. Are we doing this or not? Trigger's already kicked off the game.
Going in. After trigger.
Yeah.
All aircraft engaged.
Bye bye, Phantom.
Sir, can you tell us there was a change in the decal?
Seen our hot shots in the last 5 minutes.
Oh.
They're one step ahead of the dogfight.
I don't need no Wiseman to fly.
Improve it, Cal.
Righto.
Ow. Ow. Who the fuck is on my tail?
Let's see how good you are.
March 2.
Don't slow down. Being late is not an option.
Strider 1, missile away.
There you go.
Without Wyvern. You sure? Our man Shrew was an absolute monster just now.
Get me.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
Ba-da-da, ba-da-da. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da.
It's not every day you're in a battle like this.
Come on, try me. Nobody's got more combat
It-
experience than we do.
Strider squad. Enemy aircraft have begun their assault on the peak. Swiftly secure our air superiority.
Yeah, the F-15J is... Well, I went down the Russian path for my first playthrough. Because I really wanted the Felon. Because it had pulse lasers. So... By the time I got the J, I had pretty much already beaten the game multiple times.
Till the friendlies arrive. Gun range. Yes, EW aircraft and Drake squadron are here. I didn't think you'd get her so quickly.
We're here, team.
Down quite a few. We haven't even made a dent.
Shut up. You see Trigger complaining.
Well, he doesn't talk much, but fine. Here I go. The EW aircraft have strong ESM on board. They can improve your dogfighting capabilities by enhancing missile range, homing, and more. Missile away. You're good. But your plane's not doing you any favors. Trigger splashed the hostile. Good. The ESM's improving your aircraft's dogfighting capabilities.
Corster doesn't talk much. Yeah, Bandog muted him. And Longcaster never unmuted him.
Trigger, take out enemies away from our fleet too. Take control of the entire airspace. Okay, I quit. Not counting their numbers anymore. Trigger, I'm seeing advanced stealth fighters. Su-57s, highly capable planes. Stay on your toes if you engage them.
Eh. Yep.
We're not fighting UAVs. It's just as hard on them as it is on us.
Evade! Missile incoming!
Strider 1, missile launched. Target shot down. Trigger shot down.
Kaboom! You know, the 35S is the easiest plane for me to do post stalls on. Which is another reason why I like it.
Enemy's got a lock.
Hostile lock on you, Strider 1.
Now it's my turn.
Strider 1, Fox 3. Multiple aircraft approaching this.
Alright, Harriers.
Any moves to attack our fleet must be stopped.
All right.
Ally EW aircraft has taken a hit from
You know, I'm convinced that the Su-35S is the pinnacle of the flanker. This is the best flanker they've ever come up with. In fact, the only way they could get better is they made the Felon.
missile away. Barrier destroyed. Nice work. Those fighters are
Trigger didn't assassinate the president. Or wait. How far are you into the game, Barbados?
That would have been way too close if it wasn't for Trigger. Missile away. Entering ESM range.
Oh yeah, Phoenix, I much prefer the Canards.
Good job. Great work. Command duty officer. The approaching landing ship is to be considered hostile. Set it as your target.
Roger. The primary target's a hostile landing ship
Well, it's not that they look more intimidating, it just looks weird, like it's naked or something. Bunker Buster? Okay, so, yeah. There's gonna be spoilers here in the showcase. I'm sorry. But I am gonna be doing missions after Bunker Buster. Just because they're the best mission to show off the certain particular aircraft. So, if you don't want spoilers, I can understand.
Inside the enemy's jamming zones. Be careful.
No magic allowed, huh? But we're gonna make sure it doesn't come to that.
Properly. When in range of enemy jammers, missile lock-on and homing capabilities are reduced.
I won't try and spoil things, but the missions themselves might. Actually, let me look real quick. Okay, the missions are going to be mission 4, that should be fine. The Bearcoot is going to be mission 18, Lost Kingdom. And the Felon is going to be mission 15, Battle for Bounty. So, be forewarned. Those are the best missions for those aircraft. I don't plan to play 16, no.
Strike fighters are on the approach. They're fullbacks, definitely faster than the ones before.
Pose a serious threat. Take them down.
Righto. Trigger, let's get this done quick. Their rates are fitting. At last, the light at the end of the tunnel. Continue with your mission.
Pass the third checkpoint. We're halfway there.
From Tomcat to all ships. Change formation.
Full speed ahead. Move in front of the landing ship puppet. We're going to be their shield.
Be advised, enemy aircraft nearing the landing ship.
Enemy missile detonated in the waters on the port side.
Yeah. The major plot points are still there. So, but just know that if things happen, I don't mean to spoil things, but there may be spoilers here. So just if you don't care, then by all means, continue to enjoy the stream. If you do care, I am perfectly fine if you want to leave. I don't blame you.
Got a visual on the target submarine.
Eh.
Come at me, bro. Catch me if you can. I see 3 strikes. I'll kill you. All aircraft be advised. 2 bogies on the approach. Aircraft type, Su-47. Burkitts. My prediction doesn't have many of those. Where'd they come from?
Alright, so my strategy is to stick near Enchanter.
Like a true villain, huh? I like the way you think.
Who's stealing on my tail? Taking fire.
Idiot. Ignore their illusions.
Don't call me an idiot.
The bogey shot down an Erusian bird. What do you mean?
There are no more reinforcements. They must be hostile. You are clear to engage. Don't hesitate.
Get him.
I'm gonna screw you up so bad.
Right, Scream. Keep them hanging. Hostiles just popped out of nowhere. It's an ECM, type of saturation decoy. Visually scan for the source.
Bye bye.
3 strikes.
I'll kill my...
Shit. Scream. Pulling out.
Why would I use mission 20 with the Su-35? If anything, I would have chose mission 19.
Hey, those filthy bats are on the run. Let them go. That bitch was using OC's radio frequency. That's an encrypted military.
But I wanted a dogfight. We're going to use mission 19 for a different aircraft, but not for today. Hello.
Receiving support from ESM.
Ah.
Strider 1, bandit splashed.
Yeah, in a couple weeks, we'll have Mission 19 for the Nosferatu.
Strider 1, missile launched.
I don't know, Nugget. I noticed that.
Hostile confirmed destroyed.
It did seem like after I hit him a couple times, they could only produce
We're detecting
3
weapons teams around the
decoys.
site. Eliminate them. Receiving support from ESM. Strider 1, missile launched. Strider 1, target acquired. Strider 1, APM destroyed. All ground targets destroyed.
This takes away the enemy's surface-to-ship capabilities. Fine work, Trigger. We can destroy their landing ship. We can sink their planes along with it. Fox 2.
Strider 1, you're entering clouds.
Negative. Negative.
3 minutes remaining.
Locked on bandit. Attacking. I need to get away. Striking. Yeah, that submarine looks beautiful.
Missile launched. Target was not struck. Missiles.
Anti-air station. Target enemy aircraft. Why haven't they gone down yet? On my target. Lighting a rip. Don't bother reporting minor damages. If the landing ship makes it, we win. Stay in formation.
Missile away.
Port side hit. Damage control.
This is bad. The damage is spreading.
Strider 4, Fox 2.
Watch out. This guy can raid a missile
Strider 1.
Die!
away.
A friendly shot down the Su-34 approaching the fleet. We owe you one.
2 minutes remaining.
They're ready for takeoff, sir. They're prepared to sacrifice their
I mean, I would love to play Ace Combat with Test Drive. Wrong account.
Captain, it's 3 strikes and crew. They've tied down the enemy bird. Our man just might make it through. Supercapture's charged.
Great. Missile launched.
Target in sight. Main gun, bandit ready.
Yeah, we got this. 3 strikes and a squadron are with us. I've got a lock. Word is up.
Target eliminated. Missile launched.
They're not retreating. Submarine must be involved to them.
Locked on hostile.
1 minute remaining.
Missile fired. Pay attention. I'm glad you're up here with us, Trigger.
Missile launched.
Bandit is flat. Stay sharp. Let the LRA
One of these days you want to see the Sino knockoffs. I really don't. But that's up to Project Aces. Though I don't expect to see them largely because of the bad blood between Japan and China. Well, yeah, Sino-Japanese relations being utter shite. I mean, they're worse than U.S.-Russia or Russo relations.
Finally have my sausage rolls.
Oh, I'm out of missiles. No more aphids!
Of course, anything other than finger food would get in the way of my duties.
It clearly wasn't what she meant.
took longer than I expected. I'll be leaving now. You take command from here on.
Yeah, they do. That's typical of most East Asian countries that are feeling the pressure from the because they all kind of band together.
Confirming launch of submarine-based aircraft. 4 birds. It appears one of them is carrying
I mean, hell, that's how NATO was formed, because the little European countries were banding together against the Soviet Union. So, all right, we got the right target.
Missile is a WMD. Shit. Hey, what about the submarine?
We've got to help our ship first.
Don't lose them. Shoot them down.
Shit.
open vents. Fill all ballast tanks. Full speed ahead once we're underway.
Enemy submarine is going under.
Shit. That monster will roam the oceans.
Trigger's caught up to them.
Scrap them, Trigger. Heed my words. 20,000 meters until the aircraft exits the AO.
Make them pop their flares. Come on, you piece of shite! Salvation! Ha ha ha!
Target's destruction confirmed.
He was down by 3 strikes. The damn bastard ruined it. Captain, don't you see? He walked all over
Goodbye, Colonel Bishop.
sheets of pipe that I had just made.
Now for the goofiest of goofy submarine carriers in this series. We're not killing it today. That'll be next week. Piece of shite. Raz is channeling his inner Scotsman. I mean, I can trace lineage back to the British Isles on my dad's side. To all 4 major groups, the English, the Irish, the Welsh, and the Scots, but we prefer this to acknowledge the Scottish blood the most. Alright, so for the next mission, we're going to rescue and the aircraft is the Su-37 Terminator. This one. The Su-37 Terminator was manufactured by Sukhoi. Its first flight was 1996. It, however, never entered service. And I think there were only either 1 or 2 Terminators ever actually developed. It was a demonstrator for the thrust vectoring. In fact, a lot of the Su-35S owes its existence to the Terminator. If you ever want to be smug about it, point out to the English that it was Scotland who annexed England. Take that, yeah, English wankers. No, I'm kidding. The sole operator of the Terminator demonstrators was Russia. And as for the statistics, it's a highly agile fighter derived from an improved model of Canard-equipped Su-27M. Loaded with thrust vectoring nozzles, it boasts phenomenal maneuverability even at low pre-stall speeds. And we look at the stats. The Terminator can be highly, or this one's tricked up for speed, but it's got above average speed, maneuverability, average stability, great air-to-air, not so good air-to-ground, and average defenses. It is armed with 110 R60 aphids. And I do want to make sure I don't have a certain part on. And I'm going to have to redo the parts anyway. But we can do that later. We are armed with the HPAA model of the R-73 Archer. The Archer is also used for QAMs for the Russian aircraft. But we get 28 of those. We also are armed with the R-77 Adder and the 4 AAM. We get 32 of these. And for the Tls Tactical Laser system, this has no canon name, but due to its striking similarities to the Morgan's TLS, I'm going to go ahead and call it a modified Zoisite laser. We get 20 shots of these. But for this mission, we're going to use the R-77 Adder. It's one of the most versatile Russian missiles. So why break a good thing? I'm going to take off these. And if you're wondering, why were there so many speed parts? Well, yesterday's stream ended with Bunker Buster, and we used this aircraft for that. So we're going to do that, and this. All right. As for skins, we have the standard Osea, which this was the only, or this is the livery for the only actual demonstrator. So anything else is pure speculation. This is a variant of the kind of what I'm calling the Arctic or the snow version of the 27 and the Super Flanker. We got the digital camo, the triggers, Gelb from Ace Combat Zero, Scarface, even though it was an Su-35E, I believe, in Ace 2, this is the closest they're going to get, because it still has canards, so here you go. I believe this is the Fiona UEPO from Ace 3. But the skin we're going to use is the one that I most closely identify with the Terminator. Oh, Rena? Okay, Rena. And that is Yellow 13. I absolutely adore this livery. It's my favorite. It's one of my favorite flanker liveries. The only other one that I like more than this one is the Su-33 Strigan. An Erusian murder, death killing Erusian. Seems legit. But okay. Thank you, Nicola. I am not up to date on Ace 3 lore at all. So thank you for the clarification. But yeah. We're going to use Yellow 13. And here we go.
Aircraft preparations complete. Sortie ASAP.
You know, in previous games, the Terminator is my favorite flanker. Usually because it has QAMs, a good air-to-ground weapon.
Entering operation area.
Hell, in Legacy, this is the only one I use because it has the ODMM.
Radio you, but you are not permitted to make contact.
If you're spotted,
And I know there's the shortcut, but we're going to use the normal cut this time. Just because more time on target.
okay.
But no, the Terminator I always loved. It's got the thrust vectoring, the canards, some of the best mobility and speed of any Russian aircraft, and has some of the best special weapons. In Ace 4, this is the aircraft I use 9 times out of 10. Just because it has QAMs
But stay focused.
and large bombs. And back in Ace 4, multi-locks were not as important as the instant death radius that the QAM was. However, in Ace 7, the Terminator has been nerfed. It no longer has the QAM. The 4AAM is versatile, but it's not as good as the 6AAM. And the TLS is frankly just shit. So I feel that the Terminator kind of got the shaft in this game. But there's at least the Su-35S to pick up the slack. And for the agile dogfighter flanker with the QAM, you've got the 30SM. Yeah, exactly, Nugget. Shattered Skies QAM. So, you have chosen death!
I'm not gonna lie, it's just gonna be you and your radar out there. Just know, you got a bunch of people pulling for you.
And I was so proud when I finally unlocked the L13 livery
Fight, but you're nearly home.
in Shattered Skies.
Harling is still the president in my eyes.
It took me forever just because I'm not as good with the PS2 games as I am with the games after that. But that is one of my proudest achievements alongside unlocking the Wyvern in Ace 4 is getting the Su-33 livery. Or not the Su-33, but the L13 livery.
Rendezvous point dead ahead.
Blech.
Hang in there. Trigger, the first stage of the mission is clear. Don't celebrate yet. The real fight's about to get started. Radio silence is now lifted. The auxiliary craft will be arriving shortly. Destroy the anti-air around the space elevator. We're securing Sea Goblin's landing zone. Page 2, target destroyed. Page 2, Fox 2. Page 2, target destroyed. Page 2, target down. half of the SAM sites are down.
No, the Terminator definitely was my favorite flanker until this game.
Anti-air guns down.
With this game, I think my favorite flanker is actually the 33.
Cavalry's here.
Oh yeah, the Nosferatu on this mission just destroys. 2 passes with the 80mm on this, they're all done. And then against the drones, the 80mm can wipe out whole sections of them.
Sea Goblin will arrive shortly. Eliminate hostile anti-air before that. All SAM sites down. There are still AA guns. Destroy them and secure the LZ. All anti-air guns destroyed. The landing zone is secure. Sea Goblin, you are clear to land.
Roger. Rendezvous point in sight. We're almost there.
And I think why I like the flanker series is it just looks like a fighter. Like you know, there's certain aircraft they're like, really, this is a fighter, and there are others that you just look at it and they look like they're meant to kill.
Rescue craft on the ground is defenseless. Column and Mage, destroy all hostiles.
Like the Terminator looks like an aircraft that can fuck you up.
Space elevator.
The Eagle is like that too.
Sea Goblin. Heading over to the ex-president's location now.
Then there are some aircraft that don't necessarily look like they can kill, but just look sexy. That's the Tomcat.
Missile away.
Tomcat just looks sexy as fuck.
Break, missile incoming.
And to me, the Tomcat, more than I'm going to kill you, it's more like, I am the fastest thing in the sky. Dare me to prove it. But no, the flankers are like, I will get up close and personal and cut you. Typhoon. Yeah, the Typhoon does look sexy, and the Rafale, I don't think the Rafale looks sexy. The Rafale looks cute and small. It's like, oh, they're so cute. Not in the bad way. It's like, oh, this little thing can't hurt anything. No, it reminds me of more like the small cute things, but you know that they're dangerous.
Respond. Is Mr. Harling
Like the little tyke bombs.
That's about half. Mop up the rest.
They got the chopper and Sierra too.
But then again, I'm used to... I'm an American, so we have the big aircraft. And so the little small one's like, oh, that's so cute! I love it! It's so small. Cute unlocks the LACMs. It's cute but deadly. Just like Kirby. If anyone's played Kirby, you know he is adorable and small and a walking apocalypse.
Sir, we feel the same way. We'll figure something out.
Hang in there and inspire me, Trigger. I learned how to deal with these guys by watching you.
3 remaining.
We found our Norwegian transfer craft.
But one thing that I was kind of
I heard you were in the Air Force car.
surprised about was just how big the flankers actually are.
It'll do.
I thought they were small, but no. These things, or these fuckers are as big as eagles.
Sent the information.
And eagles are big.
That's the best you can come up with.
UAV confirmed down. 1 remaining.
Golden Squadron, let's take it up a notch, okay?
Mage 2, walking.
But they're deceptively...
All UAVs have been splashed. All aircraft. Former President Harling's transport is ready to take off.
Hello, gun mage.
Mother Goose 1, take off.
Did we get all the drones? Yeah, all the drones.
Mother Goose 1 is heading south. Provide support. 5 minutes remaining.
Skykeeper, bogeys on my radar. Bearing 220.
Sighting confirmed as MQ-101. Forerunner
But
for
yeah,
Arsenal.
just
The big bird
look
is coming
at
up.
that sexy beast.
Mother Goose 1. Shoot down any UAVs. Gollum, intercept the UAVs.
Golem 1 will kill. That last battle taught me a lot about those
Like,
animals. Golem 2,
if
hurry up on
I mean,
maintain element.
Assault Horizon did a great job in naming Markov because his signature planes is the flankers. They look like sharks.
Mage 2, walking. Enemy UAV.
I mean, if I was going to draw a flying shark, a flanker would. I mean, it looks like a flying shark. So, Markov's call sign Akula makes total sense.
1, UAV on your tail. Take evasive action.
I hear you. But this isn't exactly a fighter.
Understood. An arsenal bird is on its way.
Nice work.
Strategic AI chose liberty over justice. Courses have already changed.
So you get that whole Predator vibe from the flankers that you don't get with the MiGs. Seeing the Su-27 in real life, they are fairly chunk aircraft. Yeah, and chunk isn't bad. I mean, the Strike Eagle is a fine chunk.
Gargoyle, change radio frequency.
Who's one here? We're about to leave the airspace. Keep your fingers crossed.
3 minutes remaining.
Gargoyle, it's time. Attention, Gargoyle Squadron, babble, babble, babble.
Gargoyle 3 to Babel.
You see the Tomcat right there? That screams to me, I feel the need for speed. Oh yes, I do love the Tomcat. How could you tell? That screams sexy and fast.
Skykeeper, what the hell was that?
Gargoyle did their job.
I figured, but why weren't we in
Whereas,
can't coordinate between branches?
hello, Trip.
Gargoyle Squadron, report.
HQ, one hit was scored.
Yeah, the flankers are built like a Predator.
Roger. Continue to maintain air superiority. Mother Goose 1 hit.
Mother Goose 1 has been hit. Colonel Johnson, respond. Mage Squadron, assess the situation.
This is Mage 1. I have Mother Goose 1 in my sight. Cabin's fine, but the cockpit's not looking so good.
Colonel Johnson, okay.
There we go.
Don't worry about that. Just send help this way. I'm sorry. Can you stop? Please.
Mother Goose 1, respond. Mother Goose 1.
Skykeeper, should we continue providing cover for Mother Goose 1?
Of course. Target is in range of guns.
Radar lock acquired.
Mother Goose 1 is turning. What's going on? They're heading to the space elevator.
It's flying at a steady altitude.
Angry drone noises.
Not the Colonel. Mr. Harling's the only one on board. Mother Goose 1, respond. Mr. Harling, please respond.
We can't protect our objective if it sticks around here. Now's not the time to freak out, fellas. We've still got a job to do, so let's do it. Keep your mind focused.
Mr. Harling, we are not giving up on you. The UAVs are approaching Mother Goose 1.
Let's go, Trigger.
Take them down now, Mage Squadron. 1 minute remaining. Mother Goose 1, turn 180 degrees and exit combat airspace.
Is there gonna be another drone?
Harling, are you piloting that plane?
Arsenal bird Liberty, passing waypoint 2.
The UAVs are continuing their attack.
They're transport.
UAVs launching from Arsenal Bird Liberty, headed towards...
There we go. Commence Tears of Rosgrease.
Shot down. Where'd the missile come from? H2 fired that. It was OG. A friendly missile hit him.
Verifying the situation. Stop speculating.
Friendly fire. I saw it.
To boost it. Thank you, Vinny.
In air. No one could have survived.
I appreciate that.
Trying to protect the elevator. The Rusian bastards, they just killed a hero.
Page 1. Trigger. Trigger was the closest.
Trigger was the closest.
Crawling all over our objective. I told you to keep a goddamn
The
eye on
every
that.
stream, basically.
It must have been a mistake. Arsenal Bird is entering. All aircraft withdraw immediately. Trigger, you can't fly for a while. You understand why.
Alrighty. Speaking of points, we're at 93% on the Scarface run. So if you haven't done so already, and you want to see me fly an aircraft with no special weapons and no allied support against Chandelier, go ahead and contribute. Alright, so next up, we're going to Mission 18. Lost Kingdom. For the plane you all probably were waiting for. The Cursed Asymmetry. The Su-47 Bearcat. So, the Bearcat is another Sukhoi aircraft. You having so much time? I'm sorry. It's a demonstrator. Its first flight was in 1997. It never entered service, and I think there were only one or two models that were actually built. Sole operator is Russia. It is a large, not multi-role fighter. It is a large fighter. PA got that one wrong. Whose unique forward swept wings gives it instantly recognizable shape and maneuverability that surpasses all craft that came before it. Yeah, if you look underneath it, it really demonstrates the pain. Yeah. Its nickname is Bearcat. I'm not sure what Bearcat actually means, but this, if we look at the stats, we can clearly see this is more built to be, and its weapons, this is more built to be a single target. I can kill you in a dogfight, no matter what. We have great speed, some of the best mobility in the game, not very great stability for its class, decent air-to-air, and not so great air-to-ground. We have average defense. Although you can modify it to however you want. I'm just going with base stats. We're armed with 114 R60 aphids as our standard weapon. We're also armed with 38. Well, first let's make sure I don't have a certain part on. Here we go. We have 30 R27 Alamo semi-active air-to-air missiles to give it some range, but still it's single target. We're equipped with the with 30 FAB 500 M62 unguided bombs, which is a good weapon, but the Su-37 is a horrible platform for it because of its inherent instability when it comes to, I mean, it's never been designed for air to ground. In fact, it was designed more or less to test the capabilities of forward swept wings. This is mainly put in there for balance sake. And then the primary armament that we're going to be doing for 25 seconds. You're being locked out for 45 seconds. Oh no, that's not good. And then finally, the armament that we're going to take, it has 14 R-73 Archer QAAMs. This is what gives the Barracuda its bite. We're going to go ahead and re-equip that extra missile part to get up to 22. And then our skins, we have the Boring Osea, which is the demonstrator. Half the liveries in A6, or half the DLC liveries in A6 were based off of this, and it really made me not like the Barracuda even more. But that wasn't the Barracuda's fault, that was PA's. The Aruja, which is kind of like a gray ghosty sort of thing. The Special, which is more like a snow sort of thing. You got the triggers, Rage and Scream, the zebra stripes, and then the one we're going to be taking from Ace Zero, the only good one in my opinion, Galt. And for those of you who don't know, the main reason why I don't like the Barracuda is this tail boom right here. It really sticks out. And it's noticeable because that tail boom, you can see that it doesn't quite come to the edge of the inner yellow part on that tail. Whereas this one, it juts out way far forward. So it really bugs me. Let the victor be justice.
Strider Squadron, aircraft prep complete. You're clear.
It's weird. I know, and it drives me insane. I'm not doubting its capabilities. It just literally hurts my eyes to fly it. Which is why I call it cursed asymmetry. But it is a great dogfighter. For, 1v1s. Which is what this mission is. Feel up to it. Like this?
Unidentified aircraft, not sure if friend or foe. Fire anyway. We don't have time to be wondering if they're friendlies or not.
So, capture this base and take the fuel and supplies. That's the plan, right, Trigger?
You take if you want to live. That's how it was where I grew up.
I was just double-checking mission orders, Hushin.
There is a Barracuda model from Ace 5 that I really do like, and that's the S-32. The S-32 solves the major problem I have with the Bearcoot in the fact that its tail booms are symmetrical.
Military. They're Rusian refugees. They must be fleeing since the conflict got worse.
Unidentified aircraft. Identify at once or we'll open fire.
Talking about? They already are firing on us.
No, I understand, Nugget.
We're all out of ammo. Don't give up. We're not going to lose our country again.
So what's this faction split of the Erusian military? The autonomous state of Shalaji used to be a nation. The region has always leaned towards independence. Those who want to restore their homelands flock to it. Apparently, their core consists of officers from Vasilij, which neighbored Shalaji.
Are they our enemies?
They're our enemy's enemy, but not our friends.
And if you like it, then more power to you. I have always been the opinion that you can have different likes and dislikes from other people. That's perfectly fine. I just can't stand it myself. And the wing design, I mean, it looks trippy, but hey, it's, you know, it's the dumbest plot point. This used to be a country. People are trying to secede. Monopoly of Force goes for bounty again and again. I honestly wish that for this mission, Longcaster would have asked the Volslagens here, can we, or we need supplies. Will you give us some if we, in turn, pledge to protect you from Aruja? Even if they said no, at least Osea would have made the attempt for diplomacy. That's what pisses me off most about this mission is they're all bad guys. No, they're refugees.
Yeah, I know.
If you're supposed to be the good guys, make the attempt. I know for a fact that Ameria would have asked first. Yeah, Aruja wouldn't give a shit. But Osea is ostensibly a Western-style democracy. Yes, Nicola, there is. Broadcast in the clear. No encryption, open channel. Now, if they responded by shooting, well, you tried. And I can understand from a gameplay point why we end up having to fight. Because it would be boring. If it's like, oh yeah, no, this is a peaceful run. No, we are going to end up fighting. My thing is, we shouldn't have been the ones to fire first. True, but we didn't know that these weren't... We were under the assumption that this was Erusians. Then we found out, oh wait, these aren't Erusians. But we've already invaded their airspace. And the end result would have been moot. We still would have ended up fighting. But as, you know, disgusted as these guys sound, why not ask first? That's my point. It wouldn't have made any difference. Other than it, you could have said, well, we tried. And the best you can do is just go for the TGTs and spare all the non-TGT targets.
Understood it. You are in violation of Shalashi airspace. Turn around or we'll be forced to shoot you down.
This is the OCN Long Range Strategic Strike Group. Land immediately.
This is true,
Base to us.
but Jaeger apparently knew enough that these weren't erosions at the beginning of the mission. So you could have said, hey, go in an open channel, say we're not here to fight. We can negotiate. It would have been tough, and like I said, we probably would have ended up fighting. But at least the attempt could have been made.
He's okay. Bailing out under those conditions. I can see his parachute. Let's pray he makes it to safety.
3 to go. Don't let them work together. Back up trigger.
Welcome.
All right, we're ready for
He's ejected.
the old men.
We can't even last long enough to buy ourselves some time.
As expected, but a lucky shot would be boring.
Some kind of energy weapon. No, it's a railgun.
Now, this whole mission was set up for this fight.
Bearing 090. Straight from the east.
Okay, we're gonna reload QAMs.
High-speed projectile launch from the aircraft.
I'm testing this aircraft. You must find your own sky.
We can still help you.
Don't waste your life.
Ow!
Dedicated to reclaiming that which you call
I didn't even see that missile. Whatever that qualifies as cheating? Nope, because the game allows you to do it.
that person.
Hustler team squad will be retreating. Those fighting below are advised to temporarily withdraw.
If the game allows you to do it without hacking into it, it's not cheating. It may be cheesing, that I can see an argument for, but cheating, no. This is perfectly within the game's code.
Can't get close enough.
Leave it to trigger. The rest of us will just get in the way. The rest form a perimeter to catch whatever slips through. Welcome.
So I will abuse the checkpoint scum.
Hit on unidentified aircraft.
But then again, I'm a Marian, so I will take any advantage I can get. Ow!
Turbulence is ascending rapidly.
The missiles went straight for the sun. Not a casual move. Someone to guide us.
They might do that. And in fact, in A6, when you restart from the checkpoint, your damage and your ammo didn't reset. You have magic rocket pods, no worries. Yep, I have magic rocket pods.
That bastard's moving in a way that minimizes the damage even when he's hit. Keep firing those missiles until we
You missed. You fucktard.
Land your plane and surrender.
Come on, old man!
Why do you feel the need to continue fighting on your own?
That's funny. It seems like one of the pilots is also fighting alone.
He's not alone. Look around you.
I see. Perhaps it would have been best to entrust the future to pilots like that. Let me test him then to see if he's truly worthy. It's like the sky's been sliced wide open. The experimental unit probably made this stuff in New York.
101. Fox 2.
They're still not fast enough.
Little bastard. Ow, shit, that hurt.
Railgun is firing again.
But at least he doesn't get it anymore.
Aircraft is my body. If they are not enough, then I must put my soul into it. There are pilots like you in every generation, and I've found every last one of them.
Strider 1 has been hit. Are you alright?
I'm fine.
Another hit. It's a miracle you're not in a million pieces.
Bad news. Its accuracy is increasing with each shot. Take it down as quickly as possible.
Strider 1 scored another hit.
He's still flying, but his plane's been damaged. Finish him off, Trigger.
Ow! I didn't see those missiles.
He's Lewis. I knew it. Mr. X moves like the drone I saw in Bulgaris.
Boom!
It's a hit. The unidentified aircraft.
Well, the Barracuda is not a tanky aircraft. It's fragile.
Slashed a bandit.
And it doesn't help that I got hit mostly when I couldn't see. He fired with the sun in his back. Which is actually very good dogfighting tactics.
Just so I can keep my wings. Put a stop to the drone production.
Yeah, now the old man is gonna fly into space at that angle.
I don't think this war is over just because we shot down Mr. X. Yeah, it's gonna take something else entirely to end this thing.
And the victor was justice. Didn't get the joke. Oh. Ha ha! Ah! I get it now. No, that was good. I should have seen that. All right.
The resupply.
And finally, we have one more aircraft for today. And we're going to go for battle for bounty for it. But this is the aircraft that I use the most in this game. And I farmed the hell out for. The Su-57 Felon. It's manufactured by Sukhoi. Its first flight was in 2010. It entered service with the Russian Air Force as of 2020. And it is still serving, obviously. And it is Russia's hard counter to the F-22 Raptor. The sole operator is Russia, and a cutting-edge stealth fighter designed to succeed current air superiority fighters. Developed based on the POC-FA program, it features thrust vectoring nozzles, giving it super maneuverability. True Sovereign, the Raptor, as far as we can tell, is a better aircraft than the Felon. But the Felon is a very, very good aircraft. You can see it. Those gigantic burning engines. Well, I'm actually glad that the Russian aircraft has that bit of a flaw when it comes to stealth. Because I'm American. And our historical enemy has been the Russians. So if that happens again, I don't want the Raptor to be outclassed. But as a pure aircraft lover, I can't help but love the Felon. And I really wish that America was the one that made it. But I will have to give the Ruskies their credit. This is a fantastic aircraft. Um, and I will say this. In a 7, I will take the Felon over the Raptor almost every time. But we'll get to why in a little bit. It's the Felon's speed is fantastic. Its mobility is, as you can see, fantastic. Stability, a little less. Yeah, it's not just the pulse lasers. No, the stat block is amazing. Its air-to-air is fantastic. Air-to-ground, it says it suffers, but with the pulse lasers, it's... I mean, it's one of the best anti-ground aircraft in the game. And its defense, she a tanky boy. Or a tanky bird. We are armed with 140 R-60 aphids. 44 R-77 adders. 28 KAB 500Ls. And, of course, the pulse laser with 650 shots. In missions where cloud cover is not a factor, this weapon alone is the main reason why you take the Felon. Because 650 shots, that can last you the entire mission. It's what the TLS should have been, but I'm not sure how it compares to the Raptor's stat blocks, but this one is an amazing stat block. As for skins, we have the standard Osea, the black, which, I don't know, I like it. I mean, it's the same livery as the standard Bearcoot one, but for some reason, it just looks better on the Felon. Yeah. They developed the Bearcoot first, and then they realized no. Then we've got what I'm calling the Akula skin, because it looks like the Akula one from Assault Horizon. Then we've got the Calamity skin, which looks great. I love this look. And then we've got the standard ones. The trigger ones. But we're going to go ahead and go with the Aruja and with the Akula emblem because it's Akula. Now, I haven't streamed it, I don't believe. But I do have a full Su-57 playthrough. And the Su-57 is one of those where you can do the full game and not really run into any difficulties, largely because of the pulse lasers. But now I farmed as soon as I saw in the tree that the Su-57 had pulse lasers. I was like, I must have. So I spent so much time farming Mission 3 just so I could get this. And this is before I even beat the game. And a lot of people are like, that's cheating. No, it's not. The game allowed me to do it.
Just to show you guys how it's done. I trust I can count on all you to keep up. Let's get out there, take care of business, and come back in one piece.
It's not my fault the game gives me an exploit that I can just abuse. It's being creative with what you're getting. Exactly.
Strider 1, return line to the north. Head that way if you need to refuel. Good luck, everyone.
But this thing handles like a dream. Yep, mission 3.
Count is back in the saddle of Cyclops.
It was painful, but it was worth it.
Cyclops 1, Fox 2.
I don't care.
Striking back with everything they've got.
Strider 1, APC destroyed.
Now the enemy's already down. That LRSSB is getting something. Leaking. Fox 2.
Strider 1, hostile gunning for you.
Attacking. I'm taking fire. Still throwing cannon.
But now, honestly, if they had said that Trigger's cannon plane was the Felon, that'd be great. I would love to have an Ace have the cannon plane being the Felon, especially Ace 7's version. It is such a good aircraft. And to be honest, I've been waiting to showcase this one.
Enemy backup inbound. Forces are heading from 2 separate combat zones. We need to split our forces in 2 and meet both threats at once. Trigger, head for either area. Cyclops will take care of the other.
Roger.
HQ, we're falling back. We don't stand a chance against their air support.
On your ground.
Missile inbound. Evade.
Masks sounds like a munchkin to me.
Fox 3, Fox 2.
Locked on.
Yeah, the F-15C is another great one. And it has the pulse lasers as well. But, I won the Felon. And I don't regret my decision. So yeah, as much as I love the flankers, the Felon is... I love it more. So I have to go with the Eagle, Raptor, and Felon. They're tied. Then Tomcat. And then Flanker.
Strider 1, break.
Breaking out of block. Attack this.
As my favorite aircrafts. And then after the Flanker, the Rafale.
Let's go. Shit.
Roger.
But yeah, I love to do this. Just strafing runs.
Look at those aircraft getting the water surface. Rescue fighters to ship it as good as sunk.
Gives me like a World War II vibe, and I loved it.
Three strikes is overhead. Lady Luck now on our side.
Vessel confirmed sunk. Eliminated.
We've lost 30% of our fleet. It's going to be difficult to complete our mission given the circumstances.
Yeah, screw your Sea Whiz. Shoot down my pew pew. You can't. Pew 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 pew.
Still striking their targets.
Stop these, you stupid Sea Whiz. Or as the meme goes, parry this, you fucking casual.
Steer clear of the sunken allied ship. Just how many did we lose? Three strikes back.
Death by energy weapon, always a fair fight. I'm a Marion. We don't believe in fair fights. We believe in overwhelming firepower.
The enemy has sealed off the harbor, preventing it from landings.
When in doubt, bring more DACA. DACA, 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 DACA.
Hostile forces moving
And look at that.
The longer this drags on,
I've been using the pulse lasers consistently, and we haven't even used half of them. And we've already destroyed the fleet and the first part of this whole operation here.
watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
That's the power of the pulse laser.
That area is all yours, Strider. We'll back up one squadron at the Silver Bridge.
Requesting advantage of this opening.
Target eliminated.
A 40k orc flyboy? Oh boy. Of course they painted it red because that makes it faster. And stronger. Power of Pew. Probably. I don't know much about 40k, but I do know that the orcs paint their stuff red because red means it's faster and stronger. And because of the orc special ability, whatever they believe happens. They believe in it, it happens. Yeah, that... I don't know much about 40k, but I do know that little. If it's red, it goes faster because they believe it does.
Strider 1, enemy on your 6.
Don't tell me he took the red one. Yep, he took the red one.
Now, the 14, open fire.
That was from Lilo and Stitch. One of my favorite Disney movies of all time.
The enemy is nearly reached headquarters. They're knocking on the front door. Our forces are neutralized. They have a lock on me. Our tanks and combat vehicles are knocked out. They partially fall into the enemy's air support. I don't like the look of things. They're relentless. There are no reinforcements coming. Your fleet was destroyed back in base by an enemy raid.
Screw you.
Your air support considerably weakened organized resistance from the Erusian army. Operation nearly complete. Just need to see it through. Understood. Understood.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and head back
Understood.
to repair and rearm.
We'll handle the rest.
All aircraft, move on to assist other units.
Thanks, LRSSC.
Maintain course to return for resupply.
Strider 1, this is Control Tower. Make your landing check.
No, you think that Assault Horizons Su-57 was
Way is clear.
overpowered with Trinity? Yeah, no. Pulse lasers. Pulse lasers stronger than Trinity. Ah yes, the non-nuclear nuke.
This is the Stork. There are small boats hiding in the ruins. Take them out before they can approach the
It's
fleet.
literally named after a fucking nuke. But somehow magically isn't. I think it's thermobaric. Is what it is.
Strider 2, Fox 2.
Now, before Squadrons came out, suiting up the Ace or A7 and flying the Felon with pulse lasers was the closest I could get to flying an X-Wing or a TIE fighter in a long while.
5 minutes remaining.
Boom! Hee.
Roger. Cease firing data.
Ba-ba-ba. Oh, hello, Serpent.
Fox 2. Special delivery.
And impact. Tucker 2-4. Go easy on our eardrums next time. Thanks for the fire support. Time to attack.
That was a bad call. You should have post-stalled. You gave me a bigger target.
Heroes. Don't know what medals they've got for you, but if you want one, come back in one piece.
Enemy vessel. Fire. We're evenly matched. It'll be a grind.
Another reason why I like the pulse lasers so much is their sheer versatility. You can use them against any target as long as they're not in clouds.
Remaining.
So, like in this one,
Spotted enemy backup. Check
I don't have to worry about switching my weapon from an anti-ground weapon
helped other allies in trouble.
to my anti-air weapon before the phase 1 ends.
Nice. Target eliminated.
So I have more time to play here.
Park is under our control. Now, onto the enemy headquarters. Hey, those are our planes. Give them a word.
There's Bogan.
There's no way we're pulling back now. If they take our headquarters, we're finished.
Bye, Bogan.
Fall back 900 yards. 3 strikes
Acquired.
Eh,
2 minutes remaining.
Yep. Bogan making like PJ.
Our victory is near. Keep fighting. My aircraft is torn up. Ejecting.
Love the pulse lasers so much.
That ready to establish our position. Those grounds are all support they need. Must be exhausted after what they went through. Let's hurry up and finish the job.
Fox 2. Anti-air gun eliminated. 30 seconds remaining.
The attacks just keep coming.
Boop.
All aircraft, listen carefully. This is Lancaster. We have the upper hand. The enemy headquarters is almost ours. Operation to eliminate all enemy satellites also underway. All going according to plan. The end of the war is in sight. Think of something you'd like to eat, guys? Because I'm buying. Roger that.
Man, don't jinx us!
You're right.
Wiseman would be great at CinemaSins.
5 Su-30s inbound. It's Mr. Rex.
Time of a boss fight to get 26 points. Well, this is a heavily scripted one, so you might get it. You start from the checkpoint to get my flares back.
I can believe it. We just lost ship 3 and 4. We're taking heavy damage. It's like this monster is toying with us out there. We've got to do something.
LRSSG, we have an emergency order from Mission Command. Bring down Mr. X. I know it's a tall order, but HQ wouldn't ask if they didn't have faith in you.
There they are. The snowbirds. The two leaders are at different levels, but don't underestimate the rest of them either. Mission proved to be fun. What do you mean? It's just like you say, the enemy has experienced fighters in their midst. Bandit fired missile.
Bye bye!
Sorry, I gotta bail out.
A soul stomp. What do you want, Twitch? More interactions, bits, shares? I don't know.
Enemy has a lock on me. I'm on its back. Locked on bandit. Warning, bandit behind you.
I think Twitch just wants more money. They don't really care where it comes from.
OCF forces.
No. Who are these guys?
Looks like they're on our tail.
Bye bye!
Stay focused. We've still got a monster to slay.
Rider 1, missile inbound. Damn. Those lackeys fly like champions.
On the enemy's tail.
Ow.
Missile away. Bon voyage.
Come on.
Strider 1, watch your tail.
Ship was sunk soon after. That's the last we heard from them.
Not long before the forces were routed. Wow, I'm sure it was human.
Want to piece me? You got it.
Taking fire. Strider 1, box 2.
Fuck you!
Bandit is firing.
Call in our air support ASAP. Yes, I'm talking about them.
Cyclops, Strider, stop Mr. X. Yes, season.
Hostile has a lock.
Oh, you son of a bitch, Seymour!
Been hit. You're gonna eject. Take him out one by one.
Cyclops 3 has bailed out safely. Don't worry, he's going back.
There we go!
Listen, Trigger, I can talk. Keep
Come here, Wit!
I'll act as a lure. Meanwhile, you
Eat my missiles!
what?
They're good for you! Along with lasers!
Crash the last escort.
We need to be extra careful if we want to split up the two leaders.
Eject while you can still talk. Strider ride, he grabbed the bait. Time to take him for a ride. Target is hit. Nice, fine. Give him one more.
Taking evasive action.
Alright, Nicola, you got the points you needed.
Missile hit.
How my aphids tasting? Taste good, don't they?
Enemy behind me.
Shaking bandit.
Target was not
God, it's been forever since I've flown the Su-57. Feels so good. I'm not even mad about
Quite the entertainer, but the show's over with this next
this
shot.
horrible boss fight.
Wasn't a bad pilot.
Wiseman, missile closing. I'll keep him on me. Just a bit longer. Shit. Cyclops 1 1 is down. Cyclops 1 is down.
Eject already, Wiseman! I'm sorry, Count. This plane exploded. Wiseman! Stay strong. We're not done here. Cyclops 2, you got the lead. Wiseman! Shit! Negative, Cyclops 2, you're the lead. I can't do it. Trigger should take command. The duty is yours.
He said duty.
Do it. Damn it. Cyclops 4, form an element. We need our top gun if we're gonna take out that bastard.
Cuckoo count. Damn. I wanna go to Trigger's 8, but I can't keep up.
Get out the buildings! Jackass.
Shit. This guy's too tough.
I don't think I can take him on.
Gotcha! Come on! Little more!
Go finish the job.
Get Mr. X, Trigger. Shoot it down, Trigger. You can do it. In fact, you're the only one who can. My radar suddenly turned off.
What is it? Respond.
My data won't update.
I've lost radar contact.
There you have it. The last of the Russian aircraft has been showcased.
What is that?
We're at 94% on the A6 Scarface run.
Squadron, head home. It's not safe to stick around here if we lose our base.
So, the...
We've just lost our real-time connection with Mission Command. It's not just Mission Command. I'm not getting any response.
before you guys leave,
Bravanti's now under control. The operation was a success.
we're gonna have a raid.
The orders that should have come out
And, Activace is still on, so we're gonna raid him.
aircraft, leave this airspace immediately.
He's back on Twitch. So, but anyway, the,
Count, we all feel the same way.
So Wiseman died.
next week in streaming, tomorrow, we do, side quests
Our troops have been
around Omega, including revisiting the wreck of the Normandy. So that's tomorrow, Mass Effect. Monday, I'm not sure exactly when, because the roofing people are supposed to come next week. But if we have the chance, we're going to do Greedfall, which is another single-player role-playing game. But it's a story gameplay is similar to, and dialogue is similar to that of Mass Effect, whereas its combat is more akin to, say, Ghost of Tsushima, more or less. At least that's what it feels like to me. So we're going to do that Monday. Tuesday, we do more tales, or side quest tales in Ghost of Tsushima, and pick up more fox charms and what have you. Yeah, it is extremely socially tone deaf, but I find it fun. And it was free. So, I mean, I gotta play what I can play. It's one of the Greedfall is one of those games where the story is meh, the gameplay is fun, and if you don't have to pay for it, why not? So bear with me on that one. But if we decide that we don't like it, let me know and we'll find something else to stream for it. I'm okay with stopping a series if no one likes it. But hopefully you guys will. Wednesday, we Raz and Floof take care of the Sheriff of Lynchwood in Borderlands 2. Thursday, Phoenix versus Torres. Place your bets on that one. And then next week for the showcase, we show off the European fighters. So the Mirage 2005, the Rafale M, the Typhoon, and the JAS-39 Gripen. And then to round it out, we have the Strike Wyvern because it wouldn't fit anywhere else. It's technically a superplane, but there are too many superplanes for a single stream, so the Strike Wyvern feels the most European to me, despite the fact that it's based off of a Russian aircraft, but who cares? Anyway, we're going to go ahead and raid. Thank you for the thing, Floofy. You made it just in time. But we're going to go ahead and raid Active Ace. He is playing Monster Hunter World. Thank you, Floofy. Our raid message will be, if you have the emotes, go ahead and use them. If not, then, well, you can still type this out. He will understand it, and I hope he gets a kick out of it. But that is your raid message right here. And let me set this up. Yeah, Active Ace is a prominent Ace Combat YouTuber and streamer. So give him all your love, and here we go.